Chains on shining, can see running, cocaine.
Whew. Alright, here it goes. What's going on, guys? Ain't gonna be any music for this one, no background instrumentals or nothing, because I really just want to have a one-on-one with my audience. As you guys know, since I started this channel, like 6 months ago, I have never written one video. I've never even written a flashcard. I've done my research. I've really just soaked my brain in all documented facts of Lil Peep, and then I would kind of hit the record button and have at it, so to speak. He was an artist that really compelled me to speak all this greatness related to his character and his artistry. One thing about Peep, if it's one thing we know, is that he has a musical catalog that is not only timeless, perfect, classic, beautiful, unforgettable, but it also speaks for itself and it speaks volume. He didn't need an asshole like me to hit a record button and tell his audience how great he was. His pen and his voice and his unique style did that for him. But since I became a Lil Peep fan in 2016, and since I started making these videos, I felt compelled to do that. Since I started this channel, I've probably got over 300 emails. Believe it or not, a lot of those emails came from people that heard of Peep but never actually listened to his music or gave it a chance. The one thing that's really inspiring about what I'm about to tell you is some of these people out of these 300 emails I've received from fans who never heard of Peep actually saw one of my videos before they actually even heard a full-length Lil Peep song. So for me, the sense of accomplishment I was able to walk away with after reading a message like that, it's incredible. Not only did it make me well up in tears, it really just brought so much warmth to my heart, and it really just put sunshine in my pocket, and I really just felt so blessed. And I felt like, you know what, this is working. This was a good idea to start this channel. There are some people out there, whether in a crack of a blind or a crevice in the floorboard, I am finding some kind of significance to leading to people that haven't heard of how incredible this kid was and didn't know who he was. And Pete really is the kind of artist where once you discover him and you really hear a couple songs and you like them, you can't wait to indulge in his body of work. You can't wait to just go through all the files and start digging in the crates. He has such beautiful music. It really is. Like, I remember I'll give you guys a quick story. I remember the first time I heard Walk Away as the Door Slams. There was a moment that kind of washed over me that I will never forget. I actually felt like I was listening to Smells Like Teen Spirit for the first time. In other words, I felt like I was hearing something that was extremely unique, extremely extraordinary, and had an unparalleled level of talent and underappreciation. I just felt like this was not only the coolest music I ever heard, and completely original and badass and savage, and this kid had a great raspy voice. I told you guys many times, it always sounds like Peep could boil nails in his throat. He just had a great fucking voice. The kind of artist that hit the record button and then just start purging the lyrics from the pit of their stomach always have a sincere connection with their fans, because it's a very extraordinary kind of singer, and Peep was one of those guys. But I remember that when I sat there and heard that song, when that song stopped, I must have sat there zoning out. Like, I was like staring into the abyss, like staring into space. Like, I just couldn't, it took like a couple minutes to snap back in reality. Like, I literally was in a trance from how great the song was. And once I had that experience, it was almost like sniffing a pill or like swallowing oxys or something. Like, it was so euphoric, and there was so much euphoria in it, and there was so much of a great feeling that washed over me that I could not wait to get my hands on more. I could not wait to get more of it. So his music really was like a drug, you know, without the lethal injection. So you can kind of just pump your veins full of his catalog, and you'll just keep getting high. And, you know, once you're high like that, you just don't want to come down. And that's how I felt going in his music. And believe it or not, that had a lot to do with me and my road to sobriety, because I used to have a pill addiction, and I still do kind of fall off the wagon every here and there. And to be completely honest with you guys, The reason why I sound stuffy in some of my videos is because I relapse. And sometimes I just, will do a pill here and there. I'll just fucking buy a blue, crush it up, fucking rail it down, and make a video or start working on some content. And that's really how a lot of people work, It goes all the way back to Led Zeppelin, to Pink Floyd, to even Nirvana and Lil Peep. It's just opiates have always went hand in hand with people creating. I'm not saying I don't want you guys to feel influenced by anything I just said. I'm just being honest with you because that's what this channel is about: realness and honesty and no bullshit and no monetary value. This is a labor of love. This comes from my heart and my soul. This comes from me. Every video I've done was me. So I've never used Peep to kind of get buzz for myself. I've always called it straight and narrow and right down the middle. Even when I did my Bexy video, I've never picked on anybody. I never painted anybody in a negative light. And I never flamed anybody. As much as I wanted to grab hammers and really just fucking nail these guys to the floor, I never have. In some of the darkest videos I've explored, maybe a couple times I kind of lost focus and let my emotions get in the way, but for the most part, I've always been fair to these people. But it just brings me to my next point. I want you guys to know that the last couple videos I've done, I've been really emotional, and emotion has been the center focus because I've been following this whole documentary buzz since it started, right after Peep died. So, kind of reliving all these tragic moments in Arizona really just was bottled up inside of me, and it finally spilled over. But I don't want you guys to feel negative energy towards any of these people. I don't want you to hate them or feel influenced by my videos, because people wouldn't want that either. Believe it or not, of course, all the tragic ending to this story, there was a moment where he loved those guys very much, and they were a band of brothers. And not only did they make a really great catalog together, they went around the world together. So I know the final chapter had a lot of blemishes in it, and it was really dark, and it kind of overshadows all the beautiful previous chapters. But we have to understand that at the end of the day, those guys did love each other, and they were friends. Even though it kind of fueled the fire that claimed his life, Peep was partly responsible in his own journey as well. He made his own decisions. He was his own man. Of course, I'm not ever going to say he dug his own grave because that sounds cold, shallow, and heartless. I love Peep very much. Obviously, he would have never purchased fentanyl. He would have never poisoned his bloodstream. That would terminate his lifespan. He would have never chose that. No one would. But he was the one who was purchasing pills. He's the one who gave these guys money to get him his drugs because he was sick. So at the end of the day, he made his own choices. So I'm not saying his choices were responsible for what happened, but they did play a role, and they were a matter of significance. You know what I mean? So I want you guys to know that I always defend Peep, and I will never say that this was his fault, but he was his own person, and he wasn't a saint, and he made careless decisions just like we all do in life. It's just that his had dire consequences that I wish I could rewind and fix, because I love that guy very much. If there's one thing I want you guys to take away from my videos recently, is to not hate any of these people. I want you to view them and have the same kind of outlook you had on them before you watched those videos. I don't hate Fishnark. I don't hate MacNet. I don't hate Bexy. Sarah Stennett wanted Bexy to look out for Peep and watch over him. And to me, I could have gotten that video and be like, yeah, he did. He watched over him all right with his fucking Instagram filming his dead body. That's how he watched over him. I didn't do anything like that, So I want you guys to know I don't hate these people. I don't want you to. And people wouldn't want you to hate these guys either. People made mistakes and poor choices were made, and it equated and rendered a very fatal result, one that everyone wishes they can take back. But at the end of the day, not only if you piece together every video I've ever made, if you take every one of my videos and splice them all together into one file, not only would it be the most historic, most extensive documented profile on an artist in the history of Behind the Musics, but it really does paint a clear, non-biased picture. I've never tackled anybody. I've never kind of sucker punched anybody and knocked anyone's jaw loose in any of these videos. I never have. And recently, I know I've gotten a little darker because it's on a topic that I never wanted to discuss. But I want you guys to know that I loved all you guys, and I want to thank all you guys from the bottom of my heart for being a part of my channel. Peep's music will never die. It'll live on forever. And it's the best time right now to be a Lil Peep fan. There's never a dull moment, and there's so much stuff to look forward to. So let's enjoy all the music. Let's enjoy all these interviews. Let's enjoy all the clothing, apparel he has, and merchandise. Let's explore this endless catalog. I'm so glad that you guys were hand in hand with me during this journey of storytelling, because it really is a never-ending book of these great moments in his artistic journey. And I'm glad, so thankful that I was able to narrate this story for you guys. And I hope you were able to take something away from my videos that you never knew before about Peep. Because believe it or not, nobody knows everything about him. We're still learning things every day. But I want you guys to know that he was one of the best artists and most unique musical figures to ever walk the planet. Not only was he completely original, completely artistic, and had one of the coolest images ever, and really wore the anarchy symbol just like Kurt did, but he was a guy that had unforgettable music, and he saved so many lives, and he really was the spokesperson for this generation. I don't think Peep understands how much light he gave to people on a pathway while they were lost. He really did light the path for today's generation to find their way. So he was just an incredible artist, and I really hope that he would have liked this channel, and I really hope that he would have gave it the stamp of approval, and that he would have gave it the thumbs up. And I really wish that he could kind of look down and kind of just wink at me and just nod his head and say, "Thanks, man, I appreciate it." Because he's an artist that I'll never forget. This has been such an emotional journey for me. And I know some of you guys might be laughing right now, but it really is. I can't tell you how much of a true labor of love this was, and I felt honored to tell some of the stories and do these videos for you guys. I almost did 60 videos, maybe even 70, because a lot got deleted, but it's been one hell of a ride, and I might not catch you guys next time, and maybe I will come back for one last swan song, but I'm going to get out of here, and I hope that I really was able to paint a clear picture for how amazing this artist was. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
Chains on shining, you can see me riding. Cocaine lined up, secrets that I'm hiding. You don't wanna find out, better off flying. You don't wanna cry now, better off dying. Chains on shining, you can see me riding. Cocaine lined up, secrets that I'm hiding. You don't wanna find out, better off flying. You don't wanna cry now, better off dying. Baby, I'm diving, I'll put the time in. Try hard, we could make it, we could make it, we could make it.